we have a section for a weather report. Built into the Sales Rabbit software here, you guys have the ability to use our weather feature, which is kind of like Hail Trace and Hail Recon. If you guys have ever used that, it's the exact same thing, but again, it's Sales Rabbit's version, so it looks a little bit different. But one of the abilities that you guys have with the weather integration is the ability to pull a weather report for, I guess, a property address. So if a adjuster or an insurance claim provider needs to see proof that a weather storm happened on a specific day with that specific event, you guys can simply click on weather report and then simply click submit in the top right hand corner. All the information for this little lead here or the weather report will automatically pull from the lead, but just simply click confirm and then it's going to load here for a moment for you guys. What it's doing is it's trying to figure out how many significant weather events occurred on this property in the last 3 years, or I guess since February of 2019. It'll then tell you how many it was able to find for this property address. And now if I want to be able to view that weather report, we'll start from the very beginning. You'll simply click on the lead here, click that pencil icon, click on files. And as I mentioned, the contingency or that signed document will automatically go to the file section, and that weather report will also pop up here for you guys. But you just need to download the weather report, click on it to view. There's your guys' logo, the information about your company, the person that we submitted it for, and then all the different significant weather events and dates that occurred on the property here in a list view here for you. So if you guys need to or want to, you can send this to any type of insurance claim provider or an adjuster, so they at least have it for their records, and they can view obviously the dates and the weather event that occurred.
Okay, quick question.
Hey, Russ. Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Let me ask you a quick question. Hail size and hail probability. If we are at 5% hail probability, is there a chance that there was hail or no?
So that's a great question.
Because I'm looking, there's different numbers, 45%, 20, 25, 15, 5.
Yeah, that's a great question. So typically, if there is no like actual hail size count, that means there was a 45% chance of it hitting in that area. So it kind of works like an actual weather report, or if you guys are watching the Weather Channel or something like that, when it says that 20% of people are going to get rain, that just means that 20% of people in that area are going to see the rain. So it kind of applies the same way with hail probability.
So if it says 30% hail probability, is that a valid storm date that we can use to
yeah.
go ahead and work that deal?
Yeah, I would say it's a valid storm date. The one thing that you guys are going to want to do is take that date and event that you were able to find and then use the other portion of weather that we have, which I'll show you guys here in just a second. And then it'll show you the areas that were actually touched down with hail, because again, that's not saying that this house had a 45% chance. That just means in this home's area, there was a 45% chance of it touching down. So it could have touched down somewhere, but maybe not on top of this home.
Okay, so you're saying to use that with conjunction with the map, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Why is some of them have hail size and some of them don't?
So the ones that do have hail size is a 100% confirmation that hail touched down on that property on that day.
Okay, so if we have 0.75 and then 5% probability, there is chance that there was hail and it hit that house. If we find hail hits all over that roof, we can use that and prove that there was damage that day.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. This weather report, if you look at the very, very bottom of it, you'll see that it's powered by Sales Rabbit and a company called Verisk. And Verisk is basically like Hail Trace and Hail Recon, which is accepted by most, if not all, providers and insurance claim adjusters.
Yeah, I just don't want... I want to be able to argue if the adjuster says, oh, there was no hail there. I'll be like, no, look, hail size, that means 100% there was hail there. 5% probability is, it doesn't really affect us because there is 0.75% hail on that house during that day. And since we found it, that means now the probability is not 5%, it's 100 because we found damage.
Correct. Yeah. Me personally, when it came to, I guess, arguing with the adjusters that I was working with, they would only look at actual events. They would never pay attention to the probability. So the actual events is something that guaranteed, and it did touch down. The world knows about it. It was reported on most, if not all, major weather news events, or I guess channels in that area. So yes.
Yeah. So why doesn't this hail probability show 100 next to the 0.75, for example?
because it's coming from, I guess, a couple of different sources. So it's kind of like the weather that you guys see on the news. Sometimes, again, it'll say like there's a 21% chance of rain, but you guys
Yeah.
didn't see any, but the guy down the street did.
Gotcha.
That just means 5% of people will see it in that area, and it may have hit down, it may not have. But if there's an actual event, then it did touch down.
Okay, cool. Cause yeah, we had one time when it had showed 0.75 and then only 5% probability, but we still used that claim date because there was actual hail damage on that roof. So, okay, this confirms it and we're good. All right.
Yep. Now, if you guys ever need or want to send this file out to anybody from this page, in the bottom left-hand corner is that little piece of paper and an arrow icon. Clicking here, I can then either airdrop it to people, text it, email it, whatever I need to make it a little bit more simple. Send it straight from this little page